It should be picking us up.
Huh?
Okay. That should be picking us up.
I look old.
Okay.
I am old. Anyway, you want to know, like, my family?
Well, I was gonna,
Is that
let's
it?
see.
I had 5 brothers and 2 sisters, so there were 8 in the family. And I actually had a sister and a brother that died when they were 9 years old. The oldest boy and the oldest girl. The boy died with pneumonia after the measles, and that, in those days, there was no antibiotics.
And that was before you were born?
Oh, way before. It was the first child, and I'm way down the line.
Oh, so how did you know? Your mom told you?
Well, of course, my mother told me all these. You
So
know
what,
all the things
tell
about
me
you.
about your mom and your dad.
And
Like, what's their names?
my mother's name was Elsie Tennessee. Maiden name was Pearson.
Because that's what I want. I want to know, like, your mom and dad, and then, like, where they're from. And stuff.
Well, my mother was from Missouri, and Daddy was born in Indiana. Wabash, Indiana.
And do you know how they met?
They met when Daddy moved. Their family lived in Missouri at that time, and when Daddy was grown up, and he just met Mama, I suppose. They lived out in the country, so, probably at some occasion. I don't know exactly where they met, but I know they met in
how
Missouri.
old they were?
Oh, yeah, my dad was 18, and
Missouri.
I think my dad was 18, and my mother was only 16. She was 2 years younger. And I believe that's the ages they were then. I could tell you because they were...
Were they ever married to anyone else? Or
No.
they don't have any kids with anyone else? Or
No,
anything?
that's... Oh, I should say not. That's it. They had... Actually, they had 10 children. And the oldest boy died with measles with pneumonia after the measles. And that was in, let's see, I was born in 1918. And my sister was born in 1912 or 15. I've got papers with them on if I could think where they are right now, but I can't. And do you want me to see if I could see that? Where
See
they
where?
are? Where my brothers and sisters and all of us, our names are written down when we were born and where.
It is?
Huh?
Where do you have that?
Oh, I'm not too sure, but I think that...
Well, we could do that next time.
Okay. I'm not too sure, but I think it's right over there in that Bible. It's just a sheet out of the ledger that Daddy put everything in. My sister was either born in 1915 or 16. I think it was 1915. And she died when she was 7 years old, so I was 9 years old. And I was 6 years old. And she died with she had infected tonsils always. In those days, they couldn't take them out unless the infection was cleared up. And the infection was never cleared up.
She died from the tonsillitis?
Actually from the infection of it.
Oh my God.
But let me tell you, well, sure. But do you know what? This is one thing
I know how painful that is because I've had that all my life since I was a kid.
I always thought you need tonsils out, really.
I couldn't imagine dying from that.
Well, you could if you had the bad infection always, and they never.
You probably basically starved to death.
No, if you were a child though, that age, 9 years old, and you'd had it nearly all your life, you'd had this for the 9 years, and then she just had it so bad that it never did get all right. Anyway, I always thought that my folks, I always wondered if they could have possibly done anything differently, that Hazel wouldn't have died from that. But do you know that Aunt Mady and Uncle John Lyle, the Joneses were close friends of them, so they always called them that, of the Lyle Funeral Home. And they had a son named Jack, the same age as my brother-in-law Jack. And when he was about that age, he died with the same thing. And I found that out after I was married, and Mom Jones told me about that, and I thought there was not a thing, if there had been anything available that could have been done for Jack Lyle, it would have been done. You know, they had the money, there was doctors. If there was any, there weren't many doctors, and they didn't know that much, but there was no medication. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you just have to let your immune system do it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't do it.
There is a natural remedy for that.
Not if it gets
red marine algae, but I don't know if they knew about that back then. There's this algae you could take that will kill.
What do you mean algae?
From the ocean. It'll kill it, and it'll kill the bacteria. But maybe they didn't have that.
Did you take that?
Yeah, it's cured. It cured my.
You did take it.
It cured my infection.
When did you? But not all. But you. That doesn't mean you didn't have it again later.
That's what I'm telling you. All my life, Grandma, I've had.
But you haven't had it since then.
Well, let me tell you. Since I was a little kid, Grandma.
I know you've always had it. I knew you're not telling me. I knew it.
And so I would take these antibiotics my whole every 6 months or so. I was always getting it. Okay.
I remember you.
I finally read somewhere this red marine algae you can take that will kill the virus. So.
How did you find out about it?
I read it in a book.
Oh.
So, and I know what you're saying. You don't believe it, but I did it. When I started getting it again, instead of taking the antibiotic, no, I bought it at the store.
You can buy it at the store?
Yeah, well now you can. I mean, it's not easy to find.
Did you buy it at the store when you took it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I took it, and it not only killed the virus, now I don't get it anymore. Because the antibiotics do not cure you. Because
it just kills
it.
The infection at the time.
But it'll come back. I would always be getting. But this helps your body. This helps my body and my immune system fight it off. So now I'm immune to it.
Well, if you can imagine 87 years ago,
I'm sure.
Nobody knew anything about.
Well, maybe somebody did somewhere.
No,
they. Just not
honey,
the doctors.
they just never.
Because doctors will not give you any natural remedy like that.
No, but we didn't even have doctors. I didn't even go to doctors when I was young.
Well, yeah, I mean.
There was a couple doctors in our town. That's all.
But anyway, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's how.
But that's what my sister died from when I was 6 years old. Her tonsils the infection they decayed, and one night, shortly before she died, one night, a piece was coming off of this infected tonsil, and she would have choked to death on it. But my dad put his finger down her throat and pulled it out.
Oh my God.
And he had it right. He pulled it out.
I can imagine, because I've gotten it so bad to where I couldn't get antibiotics and it just kept getting worse and my throat was just so swollen.
And little Hazel, as we always
so
called her,
painful.
you know, talking about her, little Hazel. And Daddy, of course, was a pastor of the church and started the church in Drumright. And he knelt down beside her bed. He'd stay there all night. Oh, and my sister Naomi, which was one of your best friends, was the baby. She was born November the 20th, and my sister died the last day of the year, December the 31st. So that Mama was sick. Mama was sick in bed, kind of. A lot with a brand new baby. She couldn't do much, but Daddy and Mama was with Hazel some, but not like, because she had a new baby. She couldn't do the same thing Daddy did, and of course Daddy was the one to do it. He knelt down beside her, Hazel's bed, all night long, and prayed with her. And one night, the night before she died, she said to Daddy, Jesus is coming soon, and I'll be first to meet him. You know, the dead in Christ rise first, and she knew that, because she knew she was going to die. Nobody told her, she just knew it. You know enough about it at 9 years old.
Yeah.
And
man, I can't.
So that was it. We always went to Hazel's grave. That's where my daddy's buried. He was in California when he died, but we sent his body back there. He always wanted to be buried by little Hazel. So that's where he's buried by Hazel, and my grandparents, Mama's father and mother, are buried in the same, next to them or below them or whatever, right by them. Because my dad had bought all that. When Hazel died, he bought enough property, graves, for our whole family, so we could all be buried there. But as the time goes on and you're scattered all over, you don't, you're not going to be buried there, like even here.
Yeah, okay.
And